Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new game out by Killerfish Games, the developers of Cold Waters and Atlantic Fleet. In today's episode, we are returning to episode number 46 in our Let's Play series, playing as the Allies. This was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from a couple of days back, and in this series we're playing as the Allied forces in the Guadalcanal campaign. The Japanese have basically given us a really bloody nose at Port Moresby and at Santa Cruz Islands. We're starting to push back at Santa Cruz Islands. We're trying to hold Milne Bay, and then that will hopefully open up things for a counteroffensive into Guadalcanal. The Japanese Navy, however, is vastly overmatched now. They've been horribly bloodied by the American fleet. In any realistic campaign, the Japanese would have withdrawn long ago, but they're not, and so we have to keep fighting this. I will say in the last episode, we did notice that the AI seemed to have some improvements in a recent patch where the AI ships now seem to maneuver and try to avoid aerial bombing, which is not something they did before, so that's great to see. Additionally, the last episode, we were focusing on trying to destroy an enemy convoy that has multiple oilers and troop ships that would allow the Japanese to begin rebuilding Guadalcanal, which we've basically turned into a barren hulk, but the Japanese would be able to rebuild it if we let them bring supplies in. However, we've been attacking a tanker and cargo ship convoy or troop ship convoy for the last hour or so, slowly whittling it down, but it still continues to persist, still continues to drive closer and closer to Guadalcanal, and so we'll see if we're able to finish this thing off before they get there, or if they're going to be able to unload their fuel and start building that airfield up. With that being said, let's jump back into the live stream here from my Twitch channel. If you're interested in joining those, there's a link in the description, but let's get right back at it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Can I get my Dauntlesses up? I'm assuming because I threw those fighters up, I can't. So they're down to 1 oiler, 2 merchants, 2 light cruisers, and 2 destroyers. It makes me wonder if I had just gone for the enemy destroyers right off the bat, if we would have already wiped this force out, because most of their flak fire would have been gone. Okay, tactical mode. 12 more Dauntlesses move in on the hunt. So we're going to assign 4 aircraft to each of the remaining merchantmen or oilers. Okay, so this boy is... She's dead in the water? She's moving. So 3, 4, and 7. Multiple ships here look like they're dead in the flippin' water. Let's hold off on that last Dauntless group going in quite yet. You guys are going to go here. You guys are going to... Wrong ship. Because if they're really dead in the water, I don't know if I need 4 aircraft assigned to them. Yeah, but I mean, like, crew casualties isn't really modeled in the game. Whale shark. So, well, yes, that's a good idea. The game doesn't care about that. Why are you guys not in a line? Oh, because I haven't told you to attack yet. Or did I? I want you in a line. I don't want you wasting your bombs with a whole bunch of bombs going, you know, aside the ship. It was a joke. Okay, my bad. Alright, going there. And then these guys... You're not... Wait. 3, 4... 3... Nope, don't do it. Pull back. I don't want to waste 8 bombs on a oiler that might be dying anyway. THG, more like versus the merchants round like 10. All right, we had much better luck when we actually were in a trail cam on the dive bombers rather than looking from the surface. So let's follow our boys in. Alright, so heavy flak coming on up to meet us per the norm. Enemy ships starting to maneuver. Gotta be at the dive point here. There we go. Nose over. Those two leads look like their bombs may overshoot. Got one hit, but I think it was a 100-pounder. And we got a dud hit. Fucking A. Can you guys please do better than that? Alright, that merchant got clobbered. Is that a zero? Shit. Where did these zeros come from? Guadalcanal, I guess. Alright, 4 is sinking, so we got that rear enemy merchant, so they're down to 1 merchant and 1... This is, by the way, why perhaps waiting for the attack is a bad idea, because now the enemy zeros, if they can get up to our altitude, are just going to pluck us. There's 2 of them, by the way. Oh, at least 2. Looks like there's 4, actually. The first 2 seem to have overshot. The rear one is chasing, but we might be able to get our bombs off before they get to us. So one of the enemy merchants is going down. I'm sending these 4 Dauntlesses in on that oiler, because again, it looked like we got 1 dud hit and then 100-pound sort of fragmentation bomb. Do work, tail gunners. Be like the movie Midway. Be super good and accurate. Who needs Wildcats when you've got the tail gunners from Midway? Oh boy. They're just going to wipe us out one at a time before we even get in here, aren't they? No! No! Oh god. Get there, boys. Get to the pushover point. We're down to 2. We're so close. We lost another. No! We never even got there. I'm just so flabbergasted by how much damage this goddamn oiler's taken, and it hasn't sunk yet. Of course, we clobber that other merchant ship with like 5,000 pounders, but none of them hit the goddamn oiler. Nice, Mike. All right, so we sank another enemy merchant ship. So they're down to 1 merchant ship and 1 oiler. By the way, can we... I don't think my ships could get up there in time. RTB. Do we have another flight of Dauntlesses? We do. 7 more. Goddamn enemy destroyers. I have to begin? I can't avoid it? We don't have any of our 5-inchers, do we? We've not spotted them, but apparently... Alright, ship spotted. So we've got 2 enemy destroyers out here. Alright, Hornet, what I want you to do is make best available speed and break formation. Phelps, Clark, and San Diego, you're going to form up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Back emergency. Fuck that. Back emergency. You're gonna ram the goddamn carrier! Don't do that. Bad. Ugh. No. You go the other way. Are these Fletchers, by the way? They look like it. Alright. Strong, you and Hornet, actually. Form up. And go this way. Okay, so we're going to do a surface action here eventually. Once I make sure my guys aren't crashing into each other. Mr. Gibbs, thank you very much for the follow. All right, so Hornet and Strong are going to head out of the battle. Winslow first, Phelps second, Moffat third, or no, San Diego third. You guys form up. Where were these enemy destroyers again? I don't even remember. They were somewhere. Northeast. Blank speed, me lads. I sent my carrier at him. You know. Problem solved. The carrier will follow this guy. Okay. We re-established contact, boys. How far away are they? Dear God, if we can't even spot them with our radar, I don't want to spend 40 minutes trying to close the distance. Clark's not lost, just being lazy. Okay, so for one moment here, let's unpause this. What is the range on these guys? 40,000 yards? Oh boy. No, Clark's just chilling. Clark's just having a beer. Fine. He'll start his engines up and get back in the fight. "40,000 yards, easy shot for Yamato or Warspite." Warspite wasn't anything special, boys. She just had 15 inchers. She was a World War I ship. Nothing special about Warspite. I don't know that I want to... We're not even closing the range, are we? We're at 42,000 yards. Slowly closing the range. Can I even catch him? I don't even know. Probably not. We'll try and strafe him. Anonymous, thank you very much for the donation, sir. Appreciate it. Or madam, I guess. No idea who you are because you're anonymous. Get 'ems! Boom! Nice little explosion there on the rear of the enemy destroyer with that first strafing attack. Start some fires maybe, slow them down, kill their propulsion. I don't know. Hey, Mars. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the Warspite was a beautiful ship. I'm just saying, like, from a gun technology perspective, you know, 15-incher World War I guns. But yeah, she was probably one of the most storied ships in existence. Got a little bit of a soft spot. She was a Queen Elizabeth, right? Queen Elizabeth class? The super dreadnoughts from World War I. They're running! It's like sucking Manassas all over again. Alright, well, I didn't see a second explosion, but she is on fire, so maybe she'll slow up a little bit. Yeah, they left the engagement area. Never mind. Those jerks. Moderate damage, though, apparently. Good job, fighter pilots. So we're going to get these Dauntlesses up there to try and close the gap. I've gotta finish these guys off. I gotta sink the last oiler and maybe the last merchant. I don't really care about the warships at this point. Alright, tactical. I think we're good here. We've still got at least another hour of daylight, so we've probably got at least one more Dauntless strike in us. And then those B-17s, which I think are still coming up. Where are they at, by the way? All right. Whoops. Pause. So we have 7 Dauntlesses coming in. Got the goddamn oiler that won't die. And then we've got the 1 merchant. And so I'm going to send this lead flight here at the oiler. I'm not even going to do a lineup formation. I'm just going to go at sort of this more broken formation because I think if the enemy's maneuvering, we might have a better chance against them that way. And then we'll send the other 3 against this merchant ship. We'll just send them all at once. Hornet must be very empty. You know, our Dauntlesses have shown a surprising amount of resilience in terms of their attacks. You know, we've still got 14 of the original 24, and this is like the 5th airstrike or so with them. The Avengers, yes. The ready room is not a crowded place right now. Gotta wonder how much flak the enemy task force has left. Those small, like, tracer machine gun rounds, they never run out of that, but they do run out of the, you know, dual-purpose ammo or the secondary ammos. Yes! At least one good hit there. Only one hit, but I think that was a 1,000-pounder based on the explosion there. So I'm pretty confident she's going to go under. Meanwhile, the other cargo ship got hit, because of course it did, by 4 direct hits from bombs. She's sinking! Yes! Woo! You failed, escorts. You failed. The Yamato of tankers has been destroyed. Although it did just lose a Dauntless. And so has the other enemy cargo ship. Hell yeah, brother. Victory screech. Last 4 in line to kill a cruiser. I don't have any more bombs on these guys. They all dropped their payloads. We could do another flight. We could try and finish off the enemy light cruiser. One of them's damaged. I don't even remember which one anymore. The AA destroyers might be a more tempting target. We do have the B-17s in the air, too. Alright, let's get out of here. Gotta make sure they don't have any zeros show up. Alright, so we sank the oiler here, 10,000 tons, and the cargo ship, 6,400 tons. 12 more command points gained, 1 aircraft lost. B-17s are still coming up. They've got 217 nautical miles left of endurance, so they might be out of range. We'll throw them into a tactical map, just hoping maybe they are able to get close enough. Hornet's ready to launch aircraft. I know the Dauntlesses probably want to have like a victory celebration, but job's not over yet, boys. Although the enemy task force may substantially speed up now that they have no more merchant ships. And actually, it looks like they're pulling back. Enemy float planes versus our Dauntlesses? Whatever. Alright, what do we have here? 2 light cruisers and 2 destroyers. We'll keep the How much? Keep the Dauntlesses here. B-17s are coming in. 42 nautical miles left. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Yeah, the B-17s are going to be in range. Hell yeah, brother. Because the enemy task force sped up when they lost their last merchant ship. Lol. Yeah, they'll make more oak, but hopefully we have time to race new shipping up there to stop them. There's the enemy task force down here. Thanks for the bits, by the way, Proconsul. Appreciate the support. Okay, B-17s, what I want you to do is I want you guys to form... Whoops. I want you to form up in a line. Okay, whoops, pause. Now, I want you guys to just, you know, attack whoever you feel like attacking. And let's go. No air bombing of air bases, of land bases yet. Yeah, the B-17 should be more effective in land bombardment than they should be in aerial bombardment, but it is what it is, I guess. Alright. I'm actually thinking a pattern bombing rather than a line bombing might have been a better strategy now that the enemy ships maneuver. But we'll see. Maybe they nerfed how effective level bombers are against enemy shipping at altitude. The moderate flak is much weaker now that those merchants are gone, though. They had their dual 5-inchers or whatever the Japanese equivalent of that was. They're dropping. We're dropping. I wonder how much less, how much more difficult the taking out the Yamato would have been if only the game allowed them to maneuver. All right, we got at least one hit on that other lead enemy ship. All of the second task force appears to have missed. But at least one direct hit of a 2,000-pounder on this enemy destroyer. And then this enemy cruiser got hit by one by the looks of it. So two hits with these level bombers. Our bombers are flying away to the south. We'll see if we're able to sink these guys or not. It keeps canceling my time compression. I don't know why. They're well clear of them now. You can do it either way. You can tell them when to drop, or they can drop on their own. So the destroyer may or may not sink. That light cruiser had already taken some damage, I think. So we'll see. But let's fast forward for a little bit and see if anything comes of this. We at least damaged 2 more enemy ships. The cruiser seems to be dead in the water. The destroyer's fire stem to stern, secondary explosion on her right there. By the way, multiple enemy turrets, or at least one of the enemy turrets was destroyed by that bomb. The rear of the ship is ablaze. We saw a secondary explosion, too. Light cruiser looks like she may be getting the fires under control. I went for the light cruiser because she had already suffered damage, Sean Mack. She was a moderate damage ship. So my rationale was we could finish her off. Even if the enemy destroyers might be more valuable because they're anti-aircraft destroyers. Or when I say anti-aircraft destroyers, by the way, that's not like an actual thing. I don't think it was a classification for any Japanese destroyers, but they were destroyers that had dual-purpose main guns that double as both surface and anti-aircraft. Kind of like the American Fletcher class, which makes them much more effective against, you know, makes them much more valuable in a task force at shooting down enemy aircraft. Maybe Sean Mack, but Japan has like 100 destroyers they can pull from. So she keeps getting secondary explosions. She's definitely suffered a lot of damage, and if we wait long enough, she may get burned out. The problem is the way the game works is as soon as you leave, the ship won't sink. It may have like critical damage, but it won't sink. They could scuttle her, though. That is a thing, but I don't ever really see the AI doing that. All right, so we sank the enemy destroyer. I think the enemy cruiser made it, so we'll go ahead and jump forward. So you can see heavy damage to the enemy cruiser, and the enemy destroyer sank for 5 command points. Since we can't attack this other task force for another hour, can my Dauntlesses hover around for an hour? Not really. I mean, maybe barely. But they might also get attacked by enemy aircraft before then. So let's just go ahead and jump them right in, and we'll go after this other enemy task force here, surface task force. So let's go ahead and pause. What do we have? Looks like a Minikaze. Two less valuable Japanese destroyers, and then 2 light cruisers. So in this case, we're going to go for the light cruisers. They're not modern destroyers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oops. All right, in we go, boys. I don't think so, J Street. I think this is the task force with the undamaged ships. The destroyer that we sank was one we had seen before. The B-17s attacked the damaged force. The Dauntlesses here are attacking a new force. Diving down. Looks like just 100-pounder hit that light cruiser. I didn't see any big explosions, just a muted one. We got 3 direct hits on that second cruiser, though, and I think at least 2 of them were 1,000-pounders. Okay, did we sink any of them? That's the question. This guy had more fires than I would have thought from a single hit. But I think he's going to be okay. This one is a goner, I think. 3 hits, at least 2,000-pounders. I got to imagine this light cruiser is going to sink. Is there any way on Twitch to click a like button like you do on YouTube? I don't think so, ProConsole. I'm assuming you follow me already. But that's really the only equivalent. Okay, yep, the one is sinking. So we got the one light cruiser. The other one's going to get out. We didn't lose any Dauntlesses, though. So that was a damage-free zone. So there you go, another light enemy cruiser sunk, another 8 command points gained. We'll go ahead and RTB with these guys. You know, it'd be interesting, is rather than torpedoes, rocket attacking enemy light ships. Let's get these Dauntlesses up, and let's see if we can't find these enemy destroyers that have been bedeviling our task force. There they are. Go at them, boys. Tactical. Go. I don't want to have to deal with enemy destroyers attacking my carrier flotilla at night. But I would rather these guys form up. 2 groups of 3. Okay. Here we go, boys. We're going to attack each destroyer with 3 Dauntlesses. Couple of 1,000-pounders. Get 1 or 2 hits on them. That'll be nice. Sean Mack, I don't know how any of that works, to be honest. Twitch is not super transparent about what works and what doesn't. Twitch is also really bad about discoverability. But follows matter, I think, in terms of a channel. Obviously, watching a channel is a great way to support. Coming a little bit along the broadside, which I actually think is better now that the enemy ships maneuver for getting hits. They're coming in! Notice how these Japanese destroyers have almost no heavy anti-aircraft. 1 direct hit, but it was definitely a 1,000-pounder. The other Dauntlesses, did they drop? Oh. 2 direct hits. 1 was a dud, though. Definitely a 1,000-pounder hit there, though. So we'll see if that's enough. In any event, the Japanese destroyers are badly damaged. Part of me says break the San Diego off and just charge at the destroyers with my surface task force with a light cruiser. Bury him under a barrage of 5-inchers. Sean Mack, it helps. It helps to some extent, like encoding. It makes it a more watchable stream and other things like that, for sure. I don't know if partners get recommended in like feeds or anything like that. I mean, I'd always been doing pretty well on War on the Sea in terms of viewership and stuff. The Duck, thank you very much for the follow. You also do see partners out there who've been, who've been streaming for a while, and after sort of their initial surge, a lot of times they kind of fall down. You can see partners out there streaming for 10, 20 people. A lot of affiliates stream for more people, so I don't know how any of that works. Sean Mack, I think the San Diego has 5-inch dual purpose. They're basically destroyer leaders, right? Ooh, wow. That doesn't look right. Something's wrong with our ships, or... Alright, we'll give it just another minute. Yeah, Westo, these Japanese destroyers don't have any heavy anti-aircraft. I'm just waiting to see if this guy's listing enough to sink him, otherwise we may have to wait for another attack. The good news is these Dauntlesses are super close to their base, so we can just churn them back out as soon as they can reload. Yeah, I don't think I sank it. Alright. Heavy and heavy. So both ships took heavy damage. One of them has moderate flooding. RTB. We could always strafe him with Wildcats, too. Alright. 1,700 hours. Can we launch more aircraft? Oh, nice. This is going to be overkill, boys, but I'm sending 12 Dauntlesses out to get him. I don't know why the destroyers decided they were going to continue charging after we sank their battleship, but... Alright. Can we form these guys slightly different? Two groups of 6. That's how I'm going to form these guys up. Ship spotted, sir. Alright, we'll let these guys form up. Alright. Pause, pause, pause. Alright, so let's go. Attacking 2, attacking 1. Go. Wing turrets are cringe and nothing anyone says will convince me otherwise. Oh, come on, man. Wing turrets are beautiful. Line up, boys. We're going for them. Yeah, watch. That destroyer ceased to exist. Woo! Well, that one did well. 1, 2, 3, 4 direct hits. The other ship got 2 hits, although I'm not sure if they were actually 1,000-pounders. The games are just like, yep, she's dead. Yep, you got her. The other destroyer, meanwhile, got a couple of hits, but I think they were probably 100-pound fragmentation bombs, because she still looks okay. Barbecue, anyone? Alright, so critical damage and heavy flooding. Why didn't they scuttle her then? So I thought they scuttle ships when they get to the critical damage point. Maybe I should have waited a little bit longer. I'm sending 1 lone Dauntless out because that's all I could. All I could do. It's now too late to launch further strikes. What? Enemy fighters? Oh, you gotta be shitting me. So they are... Alright. Hopefully it's just enemy fighters. That's the annoying thing, is when it's like, oh yeah, you can't launch aircraft past a certain period of time. But if you've got like a fleet carrier out there, you're telling me you couldn't throw a cap up directly over the fleet? While the enemy aircraft have to return it in dark? Keep her safe, boys. Are they just zeros? That's all. Looks like it's just zeros. They're gonna strafe me. Well, we do have one Atlanta-class light cruiser providing her fire support. Gotta love it. They're coming over the rear of the task force, which means coming right past an Atlanta. One enemy down. Good luck, boys. You're going right over the top of an Atlanta. 2 are down. And 3 are down. Please don't crash into the carrier. Nope, short. Meanwhile, one of the enemy aircraft did try and looked like they were trying to strafe one of my destroyers. But I don't know what they're doing now, turning back into the fleet. That's unwise. Even our destroyers, or some of them anyway, are Fletchers, I think. These guys don't have dual purpose, though. That sucks. And down she goes. Alright, that enemy attack didn't amount to anything. We didn't even... Looks like the Strong took a very minor amount of damage. Maybe the Hornet, too. Alright, so Dauntless, can you finish the enemy destroyer off all by yourself? Just one lone dive bomber. That Japanese destroyer after that last attack was like, "This isn't fair! This isn't fair! 1v1 me, man! 1v1 me!" And I was like, okay. Gotcha, bro. I mean, not really, because that's... I just had one lone Avenger and one Dauntless, and the odds of a torpedo dud higher than the odds of a bomb dud. Bold move, Cotton. You just gotta hope you got a good pilot with some good aim, right? By the way, near misses can still start fires for what it's worth. Oh my god. Short. You missed. You missed. Any chance? Any nearby damage? Did you do anything? It's probably still got all that heavy flooding damage, right? Can we just like wait and pray? I think this destroyer is going to get out of there, boys. Unless I want to chase some of my surface task force up against them, but I really don't. Heavy damage and heavy flooding. Okay. All right, so the carriers are going to need RTB to go replenish their air wings. We've got cargo ships on the way to multiple destinations here. This New Hebrides... This guy needs to go ahead and release this one cargo ship. These guys, do we want to put more troops on them? We could put up to 1,000 more troops and send them up to Santa Cruz to try and continue to hold. I don't know that we want to strip New Hebrides quite that much. So, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and release these ships. They've done good. They've done well with their shuttle runs. And we're going to go ahead and release this task force too. Traven18, thanks for the follow. Let's go ahead and release these guys, and then we'll have a whole bunch of points. 300 command points, 50 more than you start the game with, to build some more task forces. You guys arguing about side-mounted turrets? Because side-mounted turrets are gorgeous. All right. Technically, the last warship, Atlantas, are destroyer leaders. But anyway. All right. So Milne Bay is still going. Have I lost my mind? Well, my intention is to build Renell up so then I can use this as a resupply base, because once it gets to a level 3 port, then you can use it to resupply and replenish carrier air wings, warship ammo, all those other things. So as soon as that happens and we get this to level 3, you know, I could have gone the air route to try and exert air power over here to get like Avengers up and whatnot and control the sea lanes, but I think actually having the ability to just have our ships have a really close-in watch over Guadalcanal and resupplying there is going to be more important, because right now Guadalcanal's airfield's at 0. Florida Islands is at 0. Melidia is at 0. Bangara is at 0. The closest enemy airfield is Shorelands way up here. Shortlands way up here. So if I can keep running bombardment task forces in and out, then we can keep them from ever having a real chance of holding Guadalcanal long term. The problem is right now I don't have enough troops to retake Guadalcanal. I need to wait for Milne Bay to be secured first. I need to try to hold on to Santa Cruz. I've made that commitment. Port Moresby's gonna fall. Hasn't yet, but it will fall almost any day. Once it does, I'll have to shift the Milne Bay troops to Port Moresby. Once Milne Bay is secured, once Port Moresby is then secured, then I can shift those troops back to take Guadalcanal while using our reinforcements that come in every week to keep Santa Cruz in the fight. That's my overall strategy right now and what we're looking at doing here. But with that being said, this is where we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. We did manage to wipe out that convoy before they were able to get into Guadalcanal at horrible cost to our torpedo wings. Our dive bomber did a little bit better, but still it took quite a while and a lot of effort to finish those guys off. Still, with dogged determination, we persevered and were able to get the job done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below as always. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.